Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be setting up my bullet journal for August, and August is actually my birth month. So we have here a very birthday party inspired theme using reds and pinks. We are starting off with the cover page, and I'm drawing a birthday cake in the shape of a heart. I'm first drawing the red cherries, which is just a heart shape with a more rounded bottom, and then I'm making the buttercream that is piped along the edge of the cake using a pink Tombow. I'm first making a circular shape for each dollop of buttercream, then we'll add the details afterwards. I have always associated my birthday with the color pink. I don't particularly know the reason, but I guess it's because my favorite color when I was younger was pink. My mom said that I would refuse to use anything that is not pink, and everything had to be in the color pink. I do apologize that this video is going out later than I would have liked. We're nearly at the end of August, but the rainy season here in Thailand has been brutal. There was no way I could have recorded a voiceover, but the sky is being kind to me tonight, so I took the chance to record it now. I'm also making the piping along the bottom of the cake, and the details are made just using the same Tombow color. When you apply a second layer, it gets darker, and I will have all the stationery I used as well as the color codes for the Tombows listed in the description as always. And then I'm adding a smaller inner red piping to add more depth and color. This time the shape is more of an oval than circular, and for certain parts I didn't make it a full oval so that it looks like parts of it are hidden behind the larger pink piping. I also did the red piping at the bottom as well and made the ovals smaller as I got to the edge of the drawing. Then in the middle of the cake, I'm making the number 21 because that's the age I'm turning. I don't know, 21 doesn't seem like a significant age to turn for some reason. I know that that's the legal drinking age in the US, but I'm not from the US, so it doesn't mean much. When I turned 18, I felt like that was a big thing, and last year when I turned 20, I felt like the world was going to end, so compared to turning 20, 21 doesn't seem that significant. It just feels like I'm getting older, so I guess that's why I'm doing a birthday theme in my bullet journal to hopefully make me more excited for my birthday. For the stems of the cherries, I used a Pigma Micron and drew it in a flicking motion towards the cherry so that it looks more organic and the top is a little bit thicker. And here we are doing a garland connected by hearts to add a bit more something to the body of the cake. I actually forgot to add a cherry on this right side, so that's what we're doing now. I debated for quite a while if I should add it on top because I was scared that the colors won't look the same as the other cherries, but it turned out looking absolutely fine, and then I just added some light reflections with a white gel pen. For the August title, I did very simple bubble letters. There's already a lot going on with the cake that I think a simple title complements it well. Moving on to the left side, we have a quote page. I'm using the red Tombow again and a mixture of cursive and the bubbly font. The quote I chose for this month is, "You're going to be just fine," because right now I do have some days where I'm questioning a lot of my life decisions. I graduated university 2 months ago with a degree in a field that I now hate, and turning older feels like I'm leaving all of my passion from when I was a kid behind, and now I have to do adult things, so sometimes I just feel lost and wonder what it would be like if I took a different path. So I felt that this quote was quite comforting. You might be able to see my parrot in the corner there. Some of you actually said that you want to see more parrot on here, so there's one of them. You'll be seeing more of him as the video goes on because he really wanted to hang out with me while I was setting this up. I'm adding a cherry to fill the space next to the word your, and we'll be done with the quote page. Moving on to the calendar page now, I'm starting with making these red bars, which will be along the top of each row. I made like 2 lines next to each other for each bar because I felt like the Tombow's nib weren't thick enough, and then I just made vertical lines with a Pigma Micron. And here's my parrot again in full frame this time. It's actually nice to have him snuggle up with me while I'm drawing, and it's fine because he doesn't rip apart my notebook, whereas if I had my cockatiel out, my notebook would be in pieces. Then in the space at the top here, I'm just writing AUG in cursive, which I think makes it look like a ribbon. And then I'm just simply writing the first 3 letters of the days of the week on top of each row, again in red. And then I'm making decorations all along the left side, starting with little cherry hearts, and here we have a present box. These are more celebrations related doodles so that we have some variety and not just birthday cakes. I don't know if I'll get tired of this theme as the month goes on because my birthday is like right at the beginning of the month, so I don't know how I'll feel about it after my birthday, but I think it's just a happy and girly theme, and any theme with a lot of pink in it tends to be my favorites in my bullet journal. To add some detail, I used the red Tombow for some parts and then a red Sarasa clip for other parts. I think the blocky monochromatic look for this month is so bold, especially when red is already a really bold color, but it still manages to be girly with the style and the doodles, which I really love. I think this kind of style will work well with other colors as well, like maybe blue and baby blue might be really nice, and it's really simple as well because you don't have to think much about the colors you're gonna use because it's really repetitive. In the bottom right of the calendar, I'm drawing a piece of cake, which I would like to think that this is the cake from the cover page. I actually drew too many boxes for the calendar. We don't really need this last box here, but that's fine because we're just covering it up with this cake anyways. And then I'm drawing a candle on top. I think breaking up the bold colors with this dainty line art is a really nice contrast. And then I started adding in the dates, but I messed up a lot of the numbers. So to fix that, I just covered up the numbers with a whiteout and waited for that to dry, then colored on top with the red Sarasa clip, waited for that to dry and rewrote the numbers. If you use a whiteout, you can't really go over that with a water-based marker like a Tombow because the color just wouldn't stick, so I had to use a gel pen, which color matched pretty well. I always like to leave in mistakes and how I fix them in case you run into a similar situation to me. We are now moving on to the mood tracker, which this month's mood tracker is a bit unusual for me at least. So I started off with writing the mood title in cursive, then drawing this massive cake. The candles and the cherries on the cake are going to be how I would track my mood. We have 11 candles and 20 cherries to make up the 31 days of August. I'm just outlining the shape of the cake here, so there's not a lot of color on here at the moment, but I hope the spread will get more colorful as the month goes on. For the cherries, I drew a circle instead of a cherry shape because it's just quicker and more simple. Fun fact, I actually hate the taste of cherries, but they always look so nice and juicy. I'm always tempted to try them, then I get reminded of how much I dislike them. I'm finishing up drawing the body of the cake and then I'm adding some decorations to the body to balance it out a little bit because it might be weird if all the color is just on the face of the cake and the body is left blank. So I'm doing this hanging string at the top and then squiggly lines underneath that. Then I'm numbering the candles and cherries. For the cherries, I try to make it look as if the numbers were the stems, and for the fire, make them look like flames. The key word here is tried because whether or not I succeeded is up for debate. I am making 4 circles in the space that is left there at the top where each color represents a different mood and then drew little faces on top of them. Moving on to the last spread, we have a habit tracker. I'm starting off with writing habits very flowy across the page, and I just noticed now while watching back the footage that I forgot to add the line across for the T, so I'll add that once I finish this voiceover. I am adding 2 cherries here at the top right corner, and to separate the cherries a bit, I didn't want to add in a black outline, so I left the space between them white, and I think that worked really well to separate them. And in the bottom left, I made this really dainty bow which I love the look of. Then I'm adding the boxes for the mini calendars. I opt for pinks instead of red because I didn't want the spread to be too monotone. I really had fun with designing the spreads for this month. It was kind of a struggle at first because I had no idea for what theme to do and wasn't satisfied with anything I came up with. But once I got started on this particular theme, I kind of got reminded of how fun drawing is, and I really enjoyed the process. And then I added in the numbers for the mini calendars themselves, and I definitely got hand cramps with this one, but I always love how it looks at the end. And that is it for this month's setup. So here's a final flip through of the spreads we did today. This might be the most fun I had in a while setting up my bullet journal, and can't wait to use these spreads in August. If you like my bullet journaling content, please stick around on my YouTube channel because I would love to see you in my next video as well. I want to say a huge thank you for spending your time with me today. Have a wonderful day or night. Bye!